Welcome to Starlit. Today we are making this video for the students of SEM 5 who are pursuing under the University of Calcutta and who are actually right now taking their exams because SEM 5 exam is going on. Students, you have already taken few exams and your last exam is corporate accounting. Who have taken accounting and finance specialization, that is the most important exam that we think. And obviously for the exam, students, you are feeling nervous, you are under tension, but don't do that. Today I'm going to tell you how you can make a plan for your exam and why this is so much important. Because if you think that I don't need a plan, I will manage it in the exam hall, no, do not do that. That is the reason today we are going to tell you what to do and how to do. Now for this, first of all, we have to know the marks distribution. See, total we have 6 chapters, right? So first chapter is Company Introduction and Accounting for Shares and Debentures, where 20 marks allotted. Second chapter, Buyback and Redemption of Preference Shares, 10 marks allotted for this chapter. Third, Company Final Accounts, where there will be questions of 15 marks. Fourth, Redemption of Debentures, 10 marks allotted for this chapter. Fifth, Valuation, where you have valuation of goodwill and valuation of share. For this chapter, 10 marks allotted. And lastly, Company Merger and Reconstruction, 15 marks allotted. Now this marks distribution is given by the university. In your question paper, this distribution will be followed. So don't think that the weightage will not be followed. I cannot estimate that from which chapter marks will come for how much. Don't think that. It is given by the university. So this weightage will be followed. So you know the marks distribution. You can identify that which chapters are your strong point, which chapters you have prepared. So accordingly, how many questions you can attempt, you can know beforehand. So think of that beforehand. Now to proceed with your plan, point number 2 will be your question pattern. Because if you do not know the question pattern, obviously you cannot complete your plan. So what is your question pattern? See, there will be 2 groups in your question paper. In group A, you have to answer 5 questions, and in group A, all the questions are of 10 marks each. So if you have to answer 5 questions, so 5 questions into 10 marks, that becomes your 50 marks. Okay? And obviously you will have alternative questions. So in group A, out of 5 questions, in 3 questions, you will get alternative questions. So we can say that out of 8 questions, you have to answer 5 questions. In group B, you have to answer 2 questions and each question carries 15 marks. So 2 questions into 15 marks, that is 30 marks. See, 50 plus 30, total paper is of 80 marks. And here, out of 2 questions, in 1 question, you will have 1 alternative question. Now we know the question pattern. Next we have to know that from which chapter which question will come. I mean in group A which chapters will come, in group B which chapters will come. So in group A, in 5 questions if I am talking about, then 1 question will be issue of share. That means your first unit. So from that 10 marks question will come where you have to solve a problem on issue of shares. Okay. Next, second question, it will be on redemption of preference share. With that, alternative question that we can see, that will be from right, bonus or buyback. From this portion, you may get 1 alternative question. So either you answer redemption of preference share or you have to answer right issue or bonus buyback. Third one, redemption of debenture. Generally with that you do not get any alternative question. You have to answer it. Number 4, underwriting of shares. With that, you may get one alternative question, and this is actually not fixed. You may get alternative question from employee stock option plan. This alternative, it may vary. And lastly, valuation. Here definitely you will get alternative question. This pattern is fixed. Question number 5 will be fixed. Either you have to answer valuation of goodwill. With that, alternative question will be valuation of share. So if you complete issue of share, 10 marks you can secure. If you complete valuation chapter, 10 marks you can secure easily. This pattern remains fixed more or less. Okay. Now coming to group B, I told you that you have to answer 2 questions, and here generally we do not see any fluctuation. Specifically, if I am talking about final accounts, this is fixed. Every year one question comes of 15 marks from final accounts. You can say that this is fixed. If you have completed final accounts chapter, company final accounts, one question you can attempt of 15 marks, and you will not get any odd with that question. One question will be given from final accounts, one you have to answer. Second one, this comes from merger and reconstruction. With that, alternative question also will come from merger and reconstruction. So if you complete merger reconstruction chapter, final accounts chapter, 30 marks you can secure. Okay, so this is the question division according to your syllabus that you will see in your question paper. So up to that, you know your syllabus marks distribution. That can help you to make a plan that which chapters you are preparing, that how much marks you can answer from that, and secondly, you know your question pattern. So if you combine these two, you can estimate that in your question paper which questions you can attempt and which question will carry how much marks. Okay. Now the third point of your plan. Third point is very important. Listen to me carefully. If you have prepared yourself for your exam, if you have completed all the chapters but feeling nervous, then listen to me, don't get nervous because you have done everything. So what you are left with is making a proper plan. You know your time duration, it's 3 hours. So accordingly, divide your time, that which question you will attempt when, and you have to remember that completing the paper within 3 hours, that is important. Now if you are thinking that no, passing marks nahi hoga, ab kya hoga, don't get nervous. It's very easy to secure pass marks. You may ask me how? Ma'am, how? आपको कैसे पता? ये कैसे possible है? देखो. What is your time duration? 3 hours. This 3 hours is very important to determine your future, because once you submit your paper, you cannot change it. So whatever you have to plan it before the exam. उसके बाद अगर तुम सोचते रहो कि अच्छा अगर ये होता तो अच्छा होता, कोई फ़ायदा नहीं है. So जो भी सोचना है पहले से सोच लो कैसे परफॉर्म करना है. Accordingly, you have to perform. Okay. Now, if you are thinking that no, I cannot secure pass marks, it's very tough paper, syllabus is very lengthy. See, total duration is 3 hours. I'm assuming that you are not prepared well, you have not completed your syllabus, very good, but at least you have prepared something. So I'm assuming that you have prepared, and you have prepared to some extent, and in that case you have to answer at least 3 questions perfectly. Total how many questions you are getting? In group A 8, in group B 3. So out of 11 questions, I am asking you to complete only 3 questions perfectly. It's very easy, 3 out of 11, right? So if you can complete 3 questions, it will help you to secure pass marks easily. How? You are attempting 3 questions. I'm assuming that 3 questions are of 10 marks each. That means 30 marks you are attempting. And I told you that these 3 questions must be perfect. Okay. And this you have to complete within 1 hour and 30 minutes. So within 1.5 hours you have to complete these 3 questions. This time management is important. Next, you have still 1.5 hours left. उसमें क्या करोगे? You will sleep or you will submit your paper? No, but you have to perform there also. So in remaining time period, that is 1.5 hours, you are only answering 30 marks before. So you have still 50 marks questions left. So out of 50 marks, whatever you have learned in the subject, maybe 20%, maybe 30%, something you have learned in the remaining chapters, those you have to answer, whatever you know. Don't think that you cannot complete the remaining all the problems. এটা হতেই পারে যে আমি কিছু চ্যাপ্টার ভালো করে করেছি, বাকি চ্যাপ্টার পুরোটা আমার করা হয়নি, এটা হতে পারে। তো সেই চ্যাপ্টারগুলোতে তুমি যা জানো, যতটা জানো সেগুলো করে আসো। How it will help you? Because you will get part marking. Out of 50, if you solve anything to some extent that you know, you can secure at least few marks. I'm assuming that only 20% you are securing out of 50. That means 10 marks you are getting here. Out of 50, only I'm saying 10. It's very much possible. So here 10 and here you have answered 3. Okay, I'm assuming again that 3 questions you cannot complete it perfectly. You have only completed 2 perfectly. So here 2 questions you have answered perfectly and 1 question you have answered, but there are some mistakes. Okay, so out of 30, in that case you can score 18 to 20 because 2 are perfectly right. 1 is also you have done, but there are mistakes. Okay, so 18 to 20 you can score, and here out of 50, by part marking, by answering the remaining part, you are scoring 10. So 18 to 20 and 10, see, 30 more or less you are scoring. That is more than your passing mark. Clear? So it is that much easy to score passing mark in corporate accounting. Those who think that this is very tough paper, no, it's not. For that, you have to prepare your mind that what you will do, when you will do. In first time period, 1.5 hours, you have to complete 3 perfectly. If you cannot complete perfectly 3, at least 2. And in remaining time, the remaining questions from that, answer whatever you know. That will be your plan to secure at least passing mark. And if your preparation is well, तो बहुत अच्छा है, तुम्हें जो भी पता है, because you are prepared well, timely complete करो. Okay, so these are few important points, and we can say most important points for your day of exam, and that will help you to manage your time, to prepare your plan, because only studying is not enough. For your day of exam, you have to make a proper plan. Lastly, this will be your last tips for your day of exam. Point number 1, that do not leave any question. If you cannot complete the problem, no problem, do it whatever you know. Do not leave any question unanswered. Okay, because you have learned something throughout the semester or before your exam, so whatever you know, do it. If you can complete the problem completely, it's very good. You have to complete at least for few chapters, and for the remaining, try it and try to complete it. If you cannot complete, do it whatever you know. Number 2, do not waste your time to solve one problem only, because we see that if a student starts with one problem and he or she cannot complete it within time, the student keeps trying that, and that takes a much long period of time. Suppose you are starting with one problem and you are taking 1.5 hours for that. So what will the result? You will have more problems, like 5 to 6 problems, and you will have only 1.5 hours for that. So ऐसा करने से तुम्हें टाइम ही नहीं मिलेगा बाकी क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करने के लिए. So Do not do that. If you cannot complete that problem within time, leave it. Go to the next problem. And lastly, exam is all about your mental game. Before any game, what the players think. They make a strategy that how they will perform, and accordingly they execute the plan. Similarly, it is your mental game, because your preparation is done already or doing, and with preparation you select your plan. I told you what are the points to remember. I told you how easy it is to secure only passing marks. So don't get nervous. Make your plan, make your strategy and implement it on your day of exam. And after that, please let us know whether this video helped you in your exam or not. After the exam, please let us know what you felt or how you performed after seeing the video. Hope it will help you. Best of luck for your exam. And if you like the video, if it helped to reduce your tension, to make your plan properly, please share it with your friends who are also feeling like you only. Thank you.